let's talk about Amira, Two-Face Idibia, and Annie. Because, whoa, the mess that has been young, famous, and African, oh, child, it's been insane. It's been crazy. In case you haven't caught up with the movie or the series, let me keep you updated on what's been going on. Annie Idibia, literally every single other episode where she was in the group of people, they were basically just calling her out for her husband cheating on her. Like, at one point, Zari, the boss lady, basically stood up from the table and said, "You cannot talk about my young husband when yours is over there procreating with every woman in the whole world. Like, you cannot talk about my young husband." And that was quite embarrassing. And unfortunately for her, she has stood beside him. She has stood beside her man Two-Face, even with other children being born from other women. Imagine your first child with your own husband, like your husband. You and his first child is not his first child, but his fifth. Isn't that crazy? And that is why people keep shaming her. However, Amira came out and said, look, I think it's important for people to make a decision on who they want to marry because these things unfortunately reflect. If your partner is showing you disrespect in front of people, if he's doing all sorts of shenanigans in front of people, people take that energy and they treat you in the same way. You get disrespected regardless of how much your career has gone far, regardless of how many gains you've made in your life, you will get disrespected because your partner is embarrassing you constantly, and that's the energy people feed off, and they basically shun you and embarrass you. Annie Idibia is a very accomplished woman. She's a model. She's a fashion icon. She is an entrepreneur. Like, she has so many accolades on her arsenal, but people don't care. All they care about is Two-Face cheated on you and he continues to cheat on you. Of course, Two-Face did come out and apologize to not just Annie Idibia, but to all the mothers of his children, to his management. He basically apologized to everyone, saying he will do his best to be a better dad, a better friend, a better child, and so on and so forth. But do we believe him? We're going to have to wait and see. But for now, I completely agree with Amira. I think you need to choose your partner really, really well because it can determine the trajectory of your life, especially publicly. She even goes back to remind us that, remember that song, "You Are My African Queen," that Two-Face Idibia did and had Annie on that song on the video and basically put her on a pedestal and said, "You are the African queen." And yet, when he gave us that beautiful impression, we didn't know all the drama. Once everybody knew the drama, we completely forgot she was an African queen. She just became a bitter Betty who's willing to let her husband walk all over her. How sad, right? Insane. Moving on.